Sergio, roll call, please.
Bob Burleson,
Here.
Yolanda Cardona,
Here.
John Gill,
Here.
Joe Gomestego,
Here.
Bob Valois.
Here.
Jenna Lordson is not here today. John Kennedy,
Here.
Attorney Adam Decker,
Here.
Engineer John Dykstra,
Here.
Councilman Liaison Brian Blazak,
Present.
and Town Manager Joe Wizawati.
Present.
All right, we do have a quorum. Next on the agenda, we have minutes. We'll do them separately. First on the agenda, we have the February 1st, 2023 Plan Commission regular meeting minutes. Is there comments, discussions? If not, I will entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the February 1st, 2023 Plan Commission regular meeting minutes.
I have a motion by John. Is there a second?
Second.
I got a second by Bob Valois. Comments, discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I will abstain, so the motion carries 5-0-1. I was not at the meeting, just so everyone knows. Next on the agenda, we have the February 15th Plan Commission Study Session meeting minutes. Questions, comments regarding those minutes? If not, entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the February 15th, 2023 Plan Commission study session minutes.
I got a motion by John. Is there a second?
Second.
I got a second by Bob Burleson. Discussion, comments? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Anyone abstaining? Motion carries 6-0. Next on the agenda, we have the public hearing for the amendment to subdivision control ordinance establishing a sidewalk, curb, and gutter installation fund. Before I open up the public hearing, Adam, if you can please give the room a synopsis of the amendment to the subdivision control ordinance, please.
Yes. Mr. Kennedy, the packet includes the proposal, which is a draft ordinance, which amends the subdivision control ordinance, as you've indicated. As you know, the subdivision control ordinance contains standards for installation of sidewalks, curbs, and gutters as part of the subdivision plat approval process. This proposal will allow the Plan Commission, in circumstances where it determines that the installation of curbs, sidewalks, or gutters would be impossible or illogical given the circumstances of that particular application. And the ordinance would then allow the town to require a developer to make payment in lieu of the installation of curbs, gutters, or sidewalks, and at the rate of 90% of the total cost of the installation of curbs, gutters, and sidewalks. It establishes a fund into which the monies would be deposited with the understanding that those funds could be used for the construction of sidewalks or curbs and gutters in other parts of the town where the town council would determine that that would be necessary or expedient or in conformance with the overall comprehensive plan for the town. So this is the draft of the ordinance. It's set for public hearing tonight, so there will be public comments. And at the conclusion of the meeting, the Plan Commission may consider a recommendation, either favorable or unfavorable of this proposal, or no recommendation. But once it makes that vote on any of those three options for recommendations, it would be certified and will go to the town council for its consideration.
Very good. Any questions or comments from the board before I open it up to public hearing? Hearing none. Sergio, just to confirm, we are good to go to public hearing?
We are.
All right. At this time, I'm going to open up the public hearing for 2022-16 amendment to subdivision control ordinance establishing a sidewalk, curb, and gutter installation fund. The public hearing is now open. Is there anyone from the public that would like to speak? Again, is there anyone from the public that would like to speak? Sergio, has the town received any electronic correspondence or any other correspondence before I close the public hearing?
We have not received any electronic correspondence.
Last and final time, anyone want to speak regarding the amendment to subdivision control ordinance? Seeing none, hearing none, I will close the public hearing. Public hearing is now closed, and I will bring it back to the board for further discussion. If there is no discussion, again, per Adam, this is a recommendation, which will be then sent to the town council for final decision, and the choices are favorable, unfavorable, and no recommendation.
Like to make a motion for favorable recommendation for 2022-16 amendment to subdivision control ordinance establishing a sidewalk, curb and gutter insulation fund.
I have a motion by Bob Burleson. Is there a second?
Second.
I got a second by Bob Voloit. Discussion, comments from the board? Just quickly, I want to thank the board. We've gone through, this is our third study session. We have diced this. Adam, thank you for your time and effort, and Plan Commission Development Department for walking us through this. I think this is going to be a great, hopefully, addition to the subdivision control ordinance. Any other comments? Hearing none, roll call, or all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Anyone want to abstain? Favorable recommendation passes 6-0. Next on the agenda, we have item 6B. This is 2018 Preserves West. This is for request for extension of primary plat for the remaining 89 single-family residential lots, part of the original 134 acres of Preserves West.
Good evening.
How are you, sir?
Good. Jack Slager with Schilling Development. I have the next 4 items on your agenda, and I brought it up at the last study session. Your ordinance allows for a large primary plat to receive approval, and then for us to come back and final plat sections of that primary plat. The way the ordinance reads is that the primary plat is good for 1 year, unless you final plat a portion of it each year, and then it automatically gets extended. As we head into a time of maybe a slowdown in the residential market, we're looking to make sure that we preserve the integrity of all of the primary plats that we've received. These all have different dates on them as to when the last time there was a plat recorded, but rather than come in here every month for the next 4 months, I wanted to just do them all at once, so that we are requesting a 6-month extension, which is what is allowed in your ordinance, a 6-month extension on the primary plat. Again, the dates vary on each of these by a little bit. Some are in April, some are in May, some are in June, but we wanted to request primary plat extension on each of these developments. And we may actually, depending on what the market does this summer, we may be back with a final plat at some point, or we may just come back again in 6 months and ask for another extension.
All right, questions or comments from the board?
Yep.
We will be taking these separately just for recording purposes, to make sure we address these appropriately. Sir, from my understanding, the Preserves, Greystone, let me rephrase, Preserve West, Greystone Unit 3, and the Preserve, they are currently within that 1-year time frame.
Correct.
All right, so the 6 months of section just takes them further back this year.
Correct.
Okay, and then I believe the Continental has expired, so, but like Jack's saying, he just wants to take care of them all at the same time, so. We will take the first one, the Preserves West. Again, the petitioner is asking for a 6-month extension. Questions, comments from the board? If not, I will entertain a motion, either approve, deny,
Make a motion to approve extension of primary plat for Preserve West
you just say 1 6-month for me.
for 1 6-month extension.
That's correct, okay.
That's correct.
I have a motion by Bob Burleson for a 1 6-month extension. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
There's a second by John Gill. Discussion, comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain. Next on the agenda, we have 2021 Unit 6, Greystone Unit 3. Again, Jack, you're just asking for a 1 6-month extended?
Yes,
extension.
request a
Any
6-month
questions?
extension.
or comment from the board? Again, I think this takes them back towards like November, December of end of this year.
Motion to extend 1 6-month extension for primary plat for Greystone Unit 3.
I got a motion by Bob Brilson to approve a 1 6-month extension. Is there a second?
Second.
I got a second by Bob Valoy. Comments, discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Next, we have item D, 2022, the preserves, again, requiring another 6-month extension.
Correct.
Discussion, comments? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to extend 1 6-month extension for primary plat for 2022-10, The Preserve.
I got a motion by Bob Brilson. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Bob Valoy. Comments, discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 6-0. So those were the ones. So the E, Jack, can you just give us an update on that, because this one has
Yeah, so the
expired?
Continental, it's, yeah, he's got the plat up there. We've done 2 phases in the Continental. The last one was probably a year and a half ago when we did Unit 2. In the meantime, there was actually a replat that came in where one customer had bought 2 lots and replatted the 2 lots together. But we would request, I believe we did, or Sergio, your office, did the math on it, and they were suggesting 4 6-month extensions to get us later into the summer or into the same time frame as these other ones, so they're all
Correct.
kind of together.
Yep, that is correct.
4?
4.
Okay. Mr. Slager, you're good with 4?
4 6-month extensions.
Okay. So the petitioner is requesting 4 6-month extensions for the Continental. Discussions, comments from the board?
Nope.
Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to extend 4 6-month extensions for 2021-09 Parish, no,
Wrong one.
wrong one.
Yeah, 2023.
2023-02 Continental.
I got a motion to approve 4 6-month extension for the Continental from Bob Wilson. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Bob Valoy. Discussion, comments? Hearing none, all in favor? Well, before, just to let you know, I have been in discussions with Sergio and staff. They appreciate us doing this. Just so this circumstance doesn't happen again, Jenna is creating a sort of a timesheet, a timeline, which hasn't been done so in the past. So Jenna is taking that role on, so we will have a better understanding, and she will be contacting petitioners or developers, so we won't have to be going for Form 4. So appreciate the board's understanding on that. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved, 6-0.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
if I can ask, Adam, I mentioned the last meeting, we should consider giving, would it be possible to do a 6-month extension or a 1 year if we revamp the ordinance?
So if the ordinance is going to be amended, it can provide for any length of extension. My understanding is that in most communities, a 12-month extension is fairly typical or standard, and I think in my discussions with the planning staff and others, that I think if we make that change, it'll be to allow for a 12-month extension rather
That would
than
be
a 6-month
ideal.
extension.
That's just so gentlemen like Jack and other developers don't have to come in here and try and remember and run into, oops, I let this one expire, and that's more problem. And I thought if the option was there, I didn't realize, that you have to lock it in. If that's what's necessary, then I think we can get an agreement that a year, change it so that, and all it requires is you rewriting the ordinance. Is that correct?
Well, so very similar process to what we did today with the amendments to the subdivision control ordinance. That would
Right.
also be an amendment to the subdivision control
So,
ordinance.
yeah, we'd have a
So,
public hearing and so on and so forth.
That's correct.
But it's not any real big deal to, you know, because who knows what the economic state's gonna be for not only this term, but who knows years down the road. So for the future, it might be an intelligent move to just get us to a year. Would you look into that for me, please?
So,
Yes.
if you don't mind, real quick, Councilman, we met on Tuesday, staff met on Tuesday with Public Works and Engineering Department, and reviewed the subdivision control ordinance and outlined or highlighted certain sections and portions of the subdivision control ordinance for updates, and then we'll forward that to the attorney for his review, and then present that at the next work session for the commissioners to consider.
Excellent. Thanks, Ariel.
All right. Next on the agenda, this is a motion, is to make a motion to, for the town council to accept a performance surety bond at the Parish Woods of a 27 single-family residential lot subdivision. The irrevocable letter of credit that is in front of us is for $216,965.98. So it's a motion to make a recommendation for the town council to accept the performance surety or letter of credit in the amount of $216,965.98. There's no discussion or comments. I will entertain a motion.
And I assume we're good with that amount?
Yes, the engineer has calculated that and determined that the amount is $216,965.98.
So yeah, if you look at the last sheet, they had a choice of the surety or the letter of credit, and they went with the letter of credit, so.
Yeah, you have attached the engineer's worksheet as well as calculations for the performance surety.
We'll make a motion for favorable recommendation to the town council for letter credit of $216,965.98 for Parish Woods.
I have a motion of a recommendation for the town council to accept the letter of credit in the amount of $216,965.98 from Bob Brilson. Is there a second?
Second.
I got a second by Bob Valoy. Discussion, comment? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Next on the agenda, we have public comment. Is there anyone here from the public that would like to comment? Public comment? Seeing or hearing no one come to the dais or the podium. Sergio, item G. I'll turn that over to you. This is a corridor study.
Yes, the Tesca Group, who is performing the corridor study of emerging corridors within the town of St. John, is moving on to the second phase of their public input or stakeholder input. They've completed the first phase of meeting with almost over 40 stakeholders within the community. They've compiled a draft report. We will share that after we've completed the next phases of public input. The next phase really is for the town council, clerk treasurer, plan commission, and economic development committee to have a workshop here in this room on March 9th from 3 to 4:30 p.m. We will break up into 5 groups. With a group of individuals of 4 to 5. We will have exercises. This is your opportunity to speak to the or share your ideas regarding these corridors. They will take that information and then also add it to the report that they have, the draft report. Also, following that evening on March 9th from 5 to 7, we'll have a public workshop. We've been pushing out all over social media and on our website announcing this public workshop or public open house. Again, it's March 9th from 5 to 7. Commission members and everyone else who was invited to the 3 to 4:30 p.m. is welcome to stay and continue discussion with residents and the public as well from 5 to 7 on that day as well. So this is just a reminder. If you are not able to make it, please contact my office and let us know, so that way we can adjust the groups for the table.
And if I may, we did have a call for the special meetings / workshop, just like we did for when we had the workshop presentation, the
Training for
yeah, the
Planning
training.
Commission training.
Yeah. So it's very similar to that in terms of the public notice that's required by state law for the open door law. So
Beautiful. Sergio, did you say Plan Commission will get a draft of the stakeholder?
We will issue a draft after we have not shared that, because we want your true opinions and thoughts, and then we'll share the stakeholders' results.
After?
Yes.
After our meeting on the 9th? Okay.
Yep.
Very good.
yeah, and you'll have to take roll and call the meeting to order and then adjourn. That's all that's required.
And you say, we, like,
As the
town council?
Plan Commission, the
Gotcha.
town council,
Okay,
economic
gotcha.
development.
Oh, it's very similar to that.
Yeah,
Okay,
so it's very similar. You just call, roll, that's all.
gotcha. All right, any questions or comments from the board? Joe, Sergio, Adam, Councilman, John, anything? All right,